When most fans think of young Sheldon, they picture the witty, sharp-tongued Missy Cooper, the sister who often steals scenes from her genius twin brother. But off-screen, actress Raegan Revord is far more than a talented performer. She's a passionate reader, a thoughtful thinker, and the founder of a thriving online community for book lovers, Raegan's Book Club. Over the past few years, this young star has turned her love for stories into a movement that connects thousands of readers across the world. What started as a personal passion project has blossomed into a haven for literature lovers of all ages. From emotional coming-of-age tales to powerful feminist memoirs and haunting dystopian adventures, Raegan's Book Club has built a library that reflects her depth, empathy, and curiosity about the world. Let's take a closer look at some of the highest-rated reads from Raegan Revord's book club. Books that have not only captured her imagination, but have also sparked heartfelt conversations among her fans. 1. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. It's no surprise that The Nightingale consistently ranks at the top of Raegan's book club list. Kristen Hanna's masterpiece tells the story of two sisters navigating life in Nazi-occupied France during World War II. Raegan has often mentioned her love for stories centered on strong female characters, and The Nightingale is the epitome of that theme. The book portrays resilience, love, and sacrifice in the darkest of times. Members of her club have praised its emotional depth, some admitting they wept through the final chapters. Raegan's reflection on the novel emphasized how the story resonated with her own admiration for bravery and family loyalty. For many of her followers, it became not just a historical fiction read, but a deeply personal journey. 2. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This glamorous, bittersweet novel became an instant favorite for Raegan and her readers. It follows the life of Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo as she recounts her 7 marriages and one true love in a world built on secrets, sacrifice, and ambition. Raegan once said in an Instagram post that the book feels like peeling back layers of fame and finding raw humanity underneath. Fans agreed. Evelyn Hugo sparked weeks of discussion about identity, fame, and love's many forms. The emotional storytelling, cinematic prose, and bold portrayal of complex women made this a perfect pick for Raegan's audience, who appreciate both heartfelt drama and deep introspection. 3. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Raegan has a soft spot for stories that explore the power of words, and The Book Thief captures that beautifully. Set in Nazi Germany, the novel follows Liesel, a young girl who finds comfort in stealing books and sharing them during the chaos of war. In her book club discussion, Raegan spoke about how she related to Liesel's love of storytelling and how books can become lifelines in difficult times. For someone who has grown up in the public eye, Raegan's appreciation for literature as an escape and emotional anchor feels deeply authentic. Club members often describe this as one of their most meaningful reads, a heartbreaking, poetic tribute to humanity's capacity for hope. 4. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Raegan's admiration for Little Women runs deep, and it's one of her most frequently revisited classics. The novel's portrayal of sisterhood, ambition, and the fight for individuality mirrors many of the themes she celebrates in her book club selections. She has openly discussed how Jo March inspires her, a character who dares to dream differently, write her own story, and defy expectations. Many young readers in her club have also credited Little Women for shaping their love of reading and their understanding of what it means to grow up as a young woman navigating identity and independence. 5. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Part mystery, part coming-of-age tale, Where the Crawdads Sing took Raegan's book club by storm. The story of Kaya Clark, the marsh girl who survives isolation and prejudice in the wilds of North Carolina, resonated strongly with Raegan's followers. In her discussion, Raegan highlighted how the novel blends nature, loneliness, and resilience into one unforgettable narrative. She admired how Owens painted solitude not as weakness, but as strength, a lesson that resonated deeply with many young readers. Fans gave it glowing reviews, praising its lyrical writing and emotional ending. It quickly became one of the club's highest-rated books. 6. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Raegan's book club doesn't shy away from heart-wrenching stories, and They Both Die at the End is one that left readers in tears and in awe. The novel follows two teens who meet on the day they're predicted to die. What unfolds is a story about living fully, loving deeply, and facing mortality with courage. Raegan called it a reminder that every day matters, and her followers couldn't agree more. It became one of her most discussed modern picks, sparking conversations about destiny, fear, and what it really means to live. 7. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. Magic, immortality, and loneliness intertwine in this hauntingly beautiful fantasy novel. Addie LaRue makes a deal to live forever, but is cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Raegan's book club praised Schwab's lyrical writing and the way the story explores identity and purpose. For Raegan, it was a standout pick because it reminded her of the bittersweet nature of creativity, how artists strive to leave their mark on the world. Fans described it as a love letter to art and existence, and many called it their favorite fantasy read of the year. 8. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. While some of Raegan's book club picks lean literary or historical, she doesn't shy away from contemporary bestsellers that spark raw emotional dialogue. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover was one of those, and it inspired powerful, emotional discussions about resilience, trauma, and the courage to break cycles of pain. Raegan approached this story with maturity far beyond her years, encouraging readers to talk about difficult topics with compassion and understanding. Her community praised the choice, calling it one of the most eye-opening reads in the club's history. 9. A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. Few stories capture kindness and humanity like A Man Called Ove. The grumpy yet lovable protagonist who finds purpose through unexpected friendship struck a chord with Raegan's readers. Raegan's review of the book focused on empathy, how understanding others' pain can transform our own lives. It was one of the most uplifting reads in her book club, proving that even the simplest stories can leave a profound impact. 10. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. No list of emotional, soul-touching reads would be complete without The Fault in Our Stars. This story about two teens facing love and loss became a defining book for Raegan's community. She praised John Green's ability to make young readers feel seen and heard, and fans echoed that sentiment. The novel became a shared emotional experience, one that reaffirmed Raegan's message about the power of storytelling to connect hearts across generations. A star who reads beyond the spotlight. What makes Raegan Revord's book club truly special isn't just the titles she chooses. It's the way she connects with readers. Her sincerity, curiosity, and genuine enthusiasm for learning through stories remind fans that reading is not a solitary act, but a shared adventure. Through her club, Raegan has built more than a community. She's created a space where empathy thrives, where stories spark change, and where young readers are reminded that their voices, too, matter. As her acting career continues to flourish, one thing is certain: Raegan Revord's story-loving heart will always be her brightest role.